Hello, welcome. My name is Catherine. This is my first YouTube video, so welcome. If you click
Cut it. We don't want to see that. That was so embarrassing. I don't even recognize who that was. That was very me of being so posh, so nice, so gentle voice. Hello, guys. Not me. So, yeah, that was 5 years ago when I was in college, a junior, and I'm like, let me make a video. And I got into YouTube. I did a few YouTube videos, and then they weren't doing well. I could barely get 100 views, and I was like, I don't. So I stopped doing it. I picked it back up a year or so later, did a few more videos. So I've been very inconsistent with it. But I can finally say, you guys, one of my goals for 2026 was getting monetized. And in the first month of the year, we did it.
We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it!
We did it. We did it.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
It's been a long time coming. You guys have been crazy supportive, watching all my videos, putting them in playlists, watching them all night long, or when you're at work. You guys rock. I would not be able to do it without you. But I wanted to kind of like make a little video of my process, of my journey, and how much I have made on my first day being monetized on YouTube. So let's get into it. So 5 years ago, I made a YouTube video about how I went on my first police ride along. I was going to be a police officer, if you guys didn't know. And then I graduated college. I'm like, I don't really want to do that. So I've just kind of been freeballing this life, trying to figure out what I've wanted to do. So I've been very wishy-washy about posting. I'll post for a few months and then fall off. I have attention disorder, so a lot of things lose my focus after a few months. So I've been trying to work on that. But then these past few months, towards the end of 2025, TikTok has very declined. You could not get views, you could not get engagement, and you weren't getting paid. When I tell you I made a good little money in the beginning of 2025, but since TikTok sold to a US company, they said, money for you? Making videos? The United States said no. Get back to living on the streets. So they don't want to see us thrive. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop messing with this because it's not working. There's no changing it when they have changed the inside, of TikTok. So I decided to take all of my TikTok videos and upload them to YouTube as YouTube Reels. And I was posting anywhere from 3 to 8 to maybe 10 a day. And I think the YouTube algorithm said, hey, she's really consistent. Let's push her out. So I was making a good little amount of views, anywhere from 1 to 5K views, which is good for me because on TikTok, I'm lucky if I got 300 views on any of my videos. Didn't matter what it was. So I was like, heck yeah. But everything changed when I posted this one YouTube reel. It is of me door dashing. I said, come with me to go DoorDash for dinner because I had no money. I'm like, I really want dinner. So I'm like, let me just go make enough money to go get dinner. So I don't know if people were like thinking I was just going to go DoorDash and then steal someone's food, or I don't know. Or they were also mad that I then proceeded to do what I said I was going to do and I got food after. So they're just like, why would you buy fast food? Because it's my money. Edge. Anyway, yeah, that video did 2.5 million views. That's crazy. And that video put me on the map. Every single video after did numbers. It didn't matter what it was, whether it was DoorDash, whether it was a vlog, whether it was my cat. It was like 20K, 50K, 100K views. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. I said, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of this momentum and start posting long form videos. So around November, I started making more videos, mostly of kind of informative videos. So I was making, how I make my money, how much money I make on TikTok shop, a app called Kale. I make money on that. So just very informative videos that keep people engaged of how I make money. Because if you didn't know, YouTube loves videos about finance and money. So if you're ever like in for money, do something in finance. So they really like it about money. So I'm like, okay. I was seeing people were liking that. They were liking my DoorDash videos. And I think in turn, they came for these side hustles and they fell in love with me, which is a crazy thing to say because I was like, oh, my life is boring, I think, a lot of times. But people are like, oh my God, like, I love you. You're so funny. You're so, you're my favorite creator. You're my comfort creator. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like, I'm flabbergasted by it. So around November, I started keeping track of my watch hours. So if you didn't know, to be in a monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I already had the 1,000 real quick after those reels. I had to work on that 4,000 so bad. Oh my God. It was like pulling teeth. It was like, here's 5 more hours. It's like, okay, I need 3,000 more. So it was a very long time coming. And let's get into how much I've made on my first day. I got monetized a little bit on the first half where you get 3,000 watch hours. You get access to memberships and gifts, and people can send you thanks or like tips. So I got access to that around the 1st of January 2026. I was like, heck yeah. People started sending me thanks. So to anybody that did, I'm going to put you up here. I love you. That's amazing. I hate asking for money, but like, it's like, oh my God, like, I love that. Like, I feel like so appreciative. Like, people actually like my content so much so that they want to tip me. So it just keeps me going, honestly. So from that alone, from supers and gifts, I have made $14.45. Yay. So it is a little bit more, but YouTube takes their portion. So after their portion and processing, I've made $14.45. So I could see I've been making that steadily until about a week later when I got fully monetized. Man, I was so excited. I woke up at 5 a.m. for my work and I'm like, let me check because I was so close to getting monetized. And it said it was. Woo, for a bit, it was a little struggle trying to figure out how to get everything set up, but I figured it out, I think. I'm still waiting on getting my PIN so I can verify my identity. So when the money gets to 100, I can fully cash out, but I'm still making money. So it took 2 days to process. So I didn't know until a few days later of how much money I was making. And I was like kind of freaking out because I'm like, what if like it's not right? Like if I did something wrong, that's not actually making money. But we're all good. Anxiety, chill out. So from shorts alone, I made $1.17. Not bad. And then for on my long form videos, watch page ads, I made $44.83. That's so crazy. So for a total of $60.46.
I got like hella money. I got like hella money.
That's crazy. I was fully expecting just a few dollars, honestly, just because a lot of my videos did do good numbers, but until you get monetized, it doesn't count past, which sucks. Because could you imagine if I got paid for that reel? Anyway, yes. So $60 on the first day is absolutely insane. Most of it came from my most recent video, which is living on 20K a year in Ohio. And basically it's a video of me on my payday where I'm like, come with me. And I went to a buffet with my sister and grocery shopping. So I kind of tricked you because I was like, what's it like living on 20K a year? In reality, it's just me stuffing my face full of food and going grocery shopping. But a lot of people liked it. They like seeing the finances of other people and their income and how they live and survive, especially people that live out of the United States. I have a lot of people from the UK, Greenland, Australia. They're just like, I'm fascinated. I love watching you. I love seeing what it's like in real America and not these big influencers. So I think that's one thing that I have that the rest don't have. All these other people are pretending to live these big pretentious lives in their big houses, and that's just not reality for many Americans. So I feel like I am showing the majority of life, and that's kind of awesome. So I want to thank you guys for helping me get monetized and watching my videos. Let me know if you guys have any questions about me being monetized. I'm learning as we go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.